Viticulture World is the cooperative expansion to Viticulture. I'm going to show you how to combine it with the Viticulture Essential Edition, which is the edition I have. Go ahead and use these green gully cards in your first game. They're great for teaching you how to play. It was pretty easy to win with this mode, but I can see how this game could be quite difficult when you get into the other continents, which I'm excited to do. I'll get more into these later, but these are replacement cards for the Cortez and Pizarro characters in South America. And here we have two instruction books, one for the solo mode and the other one for cooperative play. And these are new innovation tiles in the game that you use to upgrade your worker placement spots. And this is the new game board here. Viticulture World comes with 7 different continent decks that you can choose from. These are event decks that are used in the game, and they range from introductory beginner mode to easy, medium, and hard. And these are the infamous Pizarro and Cortez cards that you're supposed to replace in the game with the new cards that Stonemaier sent out. This is the Automa deck, only used for solo play. I really like that they made each different continent deck feel completely different. They did a really good job at that in this game. And then here we have new Mamas and Papas cards. They are interchangeable with the other cards in the original Viticulture game, but I think I'm just going to stick to these because they changed a little bit. They changed which ones are red and which ones are blue, and so that you can have 2 Mamas or 2 Papas if you wish, but I think I'm just going to stick to the traditional way to play. Finally, these are replacement cards for your Viticulture cards, which I'll explain later. And the game board comes with 2 different sides. This side has the orange cards up in the top right. This one does not. Viticulture World is the cooperative expansion to Viticulture. I'm going to show you how to combine it with the Viticulture Essential Edition, which is the edition I have. It's also compatible with the Moors expansion and the Rhine Valley expansion. And there's different cards that you'll have to change out in the game. There's two sides to the game board. This is the side I'm going to be using, but the other side of the game board has a spot for orange cards up at the top. And the orange cards are for playing with the structures version of the game, the structures module. So I don't have the structures module, so I'm going to be playing on the other side of the board. These black bordered cards are going to be replaced in the game. So any of these identical cards that you have with the white border around it, just replace it with the black border. And all that means is that the black border is incompatible with the cooperative expansion Viticulture World. So if you get one of those black border cards in the game, you're just supposed to ignore it, put it in the discard pile. For me, just starting out, I just put the black border ones on the bottom, and then it's still good to be used in the regular Viticulture game as normal. Next, you have 16 rectangular innovation tiles and 12 oval innovation tiles, and you just set these next to the board, next to their spots here. And there's Automa rectangular innovation tiles that you just take out of the game unless you're playing solo mode. The cooperative expansion also comes with its own Mamas and Papas cards, which you can draw however you're used to drawing them, and that gives you your setup with the Grande worker and other workers for the game. You can see here this says Viticulture World only, and you get extra workers to start off with. So you'll start with 4 workers, 2 get blue hats, 2 get yellow hats for the summer section of the game with yellow, and the blue section of the game for the blue workers, as so. The influence token will go on the corresponding spot on the influence chart here. So for 2 to 3 people, I'm setting up a 2-player game. It goes here. If you were playing 4 to 6, it would start off down here. And for a solo game, it would start here. And your goal is to have everybody get to 25 points by the time this leaf gets here. There are 7 unique continent decks, and each one has a different difficulty setting. So this is the first one we're going to start with. That it says to play with your first game, which it says here, difficulty introductory first game, so that's the one we're going to start with. And then there's introductory, easy, medium, 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 and hard. Next, you're going to shuffle these decks at the top of the board and put them in their designated spots. Place the gray temporary worker token on its spot on the chart. You'll place all the glass beads and your money, the lira, on the side of the board. You'll choose a continent to use this game. For us, we're starting off with the Green Gully, introductory first game. You'll follow the setup and rules on the next card. You'll notice all the cards have numbers on the bottom, so you'll want to order them so that number 1 is going to be the first card drawn. Flip it over and put it in its spot. In future games, it doesn't need to be in order. You can just shuffle them anyway for variability. You'll place the innovation tiles next to the board. There they go here. The green grape token goes in its first spot on the year track. Each player takes a vineyard mat and places field cards on it as usual. There's your field cards. Each player will take 1 worker and return it to the game box, which leaves you with 4 workers, 2 yellow hat and 2 blue hat. 2 yellow hat and 2 blue hat workers, and we'll take this one and put it back in the game box. You're going to place your wine token on this spot on the board here. That's your residual income check. Gives you money at the end of each year. Each player will draw 1 red and blue Mama and Papa card, and you'll start with what it says here. So this player will start with 2 purple cards, 1 yellow card. It will start with either this building or 3 gold, and then we'll also get 4 gold and a Grande worker. So you'll go ahead and set that up now. So this player has their 4 workers, 2 purple cards, 1 blue card, the grande worker, 5 lira, and a trellis, which we'll go ahead and start off with. This player will start with 2 purple cards and a yellow card, along with the 4 workers, and 2 lira, grande worker, and they went with the small cellar, medium cellar. There's some new icons. This one is age 1 grape, this one's age 1 wine. This one means it applies to all players. For example, this one says all players gain 1 value wine token of their choice. And this symbol means move the influence token 1 position to the right. At the end of year 6, check for victory conditions. Each player's victory tracker has to meet or exceed this 25 win spot, and the influence token must reach the end of the influence track. If both of those conditions are met, then you cooperatively won the game. Any player that reaches this point on the victory point track gets to gain 1 influence. And each player can do that once per game. In Viticulture World, the only workers that can gain bonuses from the oval innovation tiles are trained workers, which would be a worker without a hat. And the way you train a worker and remove his hat is you go to this pay for to train spot in the winner section. Alright, so then in order, we're going to start with the spring, reveal a new event card. So we're going to reveal a new event card and do what it says. This one says gain 1 oval innovation tile and gain 1 victory point. Next, we'll remove previous innovation tiles and reveal 4 new tiles. And remember, only workers without hats, so either your grande worker or a worker that's been trained and loses its hat can go on one of these oval spots. Then we go down to choose an available spring bonus. So this is where we choose our order when we go in the game. And we'll pick our rooster and put our rooster on our spot on the turn track, wherever we want to go, and we'll get the bonus there immediately. And place another rooster over here, get whatever that bonus is immediately. And then it will start here, going all the way around like a clock. And so white in this case would go first, and then blue. And if you go here, then you get that extra worker. Next, we'll move on to the summer phase in the game. And this is where we'll place our workers. We'll place either a grande worker or one of our 2 summer workers, or if we had a trained worker, we can also place a trained worker in any of the summer spots of the game, most of which are similar to the spots of the summer track in the original game. But you'll notice down here at the bottom, G and H are a little different. On G, you can pay 1 of these things to gain 1. So you can pay 2 cards of any type to gain 3 lira or 1 wine or 1 victory point. Or you could pay 1 of those other things to gain 2 cards. Pay 1 to gain 1. And over here we've got the pay 4 lira to gain 1 innovation tile. And that means you can gain either a rectangular innovation tile or an oval innovation tile. So if you're replacing one of the rectangular spots like this, you look at the letter B and that tells you which one it's replacing. So over here, instead of just playing a yellow card, you can play up to 2 yellow cards, gain 3 lira if you play 2 cards. Over here, N, find N over here, so you're going to replace this spot. You can fill 1 of your purple card orders. Over here, fill 1 purple card order, then up to once per year, each player gains 1 victory point. If you choose to use this action to grab one of the oval tiles, you'll take the oval tile and place it over top of another spot. And now you can place as many workers on here as you want, but you can only get the bonus if it is a trained worker. So that means a worker without a hat. So either your grande or one of your workers that you've upgraded with the pay 4 lira to train action over here. Also, whenever you place this tile, you will gain the benefit on the spot, or if you have to pay a cost, you'll have to pay the cost in order to play the oval tile there. And then it's upgraded for the rest of the game. When you've placed all the workers you want to place during your summer move, then you'll move on to fall. And during fall, you're going to move your rooster to the corresponding inner ring position on the wake-up chart. So here, I'm going to go to the inner spot on the wake-up chart, and then I'm going to perform one of these three actions. I can either get 2 lira, or I can draw 1 card from any of the cards available, or I can grape token. So you can either get 2 lira, get 1 card from one of the card decks available, or age 1 grape token on your player mat. Then, if you have a cottage, you can draw either a yellow or a blue card each fall. Then you move on to the winter season of the game, where gameplay continues as normal. You can put your workers on any of the winter spots using either your grande worker or one of your workers with the blue hat. And note, the pay to train doesn't mean you get an extra worker. In this game, you already start with 4 workers, which is the maximum you're allowed to have. So if you train a worker, you're going to pay 4 lira, and you're going to take the hat off one of your workers, which means now it can be used during any season, and if it's played on one of these oval tiles, then you will get the benefit of that oval tile. Then some designer tips in the rules say that you should use the innovate action early and often each year, and that will be crucial to your success in the game. And also, you should aim to gain at least 3 to 5 influence via the event cards for each continent. And then year end, once you get to the 6th year here, you're going to check for win conditions. You got to have your influence token all the way to 10 and have both players' victory points past the 25 mark.